I'm Karina and I'm with Inspire Paper Designs, and today we are continuing on in the series of tutorials in building the Abiding Love Traveler's Journal. So far we have made the cover. This is mine. I'm going to show you the one that we're actually doing. So we have constructed the cover and that part is done. And we have constructed, the second tutorial was the construction of the journal itself, the journal insert, okay? And the third tutorial was on the month-to-month calendar, the construction of that insert, and so that is done. Today's tutorial is going to be on the construction of the sticker book, okay? So I'm going to go into it here and pull it out of my journal so that I can show it to you. All right, so this is the sticker book, and this will be for the construction of this today, and this will be the third insert for the Abiding Love Traveler's Journal. So this is to house, in its design is to house all of your stickers that you would use in your journal, okay? And so I wanted to discuss a few things before we get into the actual tutorial. The cover itself is one of the cardstock pieces from the Abiding Love paper packs. So I've chosen mine, and then I laminated it both sides. I do believe I did, so I probably did a heat lamination is what I did on that to just give it more durability, okay? And so that's that part of it. Now if you notice, I have sections that are like a whole like a whole one-piece storage, so that any kind of longer pieces will slide right in and right out, okay? So I have that kind of idea going on. I also have these where I have actually built in shorter pockets within the long pocket itself, okay? So from the top you still can insert, if I get my fingers in here, you can still insert like long pieces that will go down in, okay? But from this section here, I've got a pocket here. I've got so many parts and pieces in here, so I'll take it out to show you. Okay, that I've actually got a pocket here, an extra, you can see here, and I've built that right in, and so that I could get shorter pieces in here. Now this I should have cut off. I'll just leave that off for later. So I'll do it right before I leave this area. So basically what's happening is I have got some options in my storage. So, and I've done that for the ease of accessibility, okay? Like here's another one, and if you notice, some of those pockets are way down shorter, okay? If I did this one again, this was actually the first one that I made, and so it's kind of like my prototype kind of thing, but I would actually raise that pocket up to about there. So I probably in the future wouldn't make my pockets any shorter than 3 inches. I probably would make it at there, okay? Because I can have a tendency with this one for stuff to pop out of it because it is short. But if I brought it up to 3 inches instead, it wouldn't do that. That's another long one. These are long ones. Here I put a pocket in right here at this point. So you can come in from the top and you can come in from there as well. So, and I've done that along just to create more areas to access the stickers so that they weren't so hard to get at. When I'm using this personally myself, I like to use a pair of tweezers to actually go in and grab my stickers too. If I can find my tweezers. Here they are. I have them out already. Okay, so that it's just easier to get in some of these sections and just grab stuff and pull it out. It's optional. I just like to use them for that. Okay, so the construction of the sticker pack is going to be 3 full pages. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's going to be plenty, because by the time that you put this together, you have got 12 sections in which to put stickers. You got, let's see, like each page folded in half, and then front and back. So you're going to get 1, 2, and on the back side 3 and 4. So if I'm getting 4 storage compartments per page, I've got 4, 8, 12. And by the time you've got that in there, you've got a lot of area you've got a lot of room to store stickers. Okay, so I did do one ahead today, just to show you what it's going to look like when we're done its construction. So it's basically going to be one paper divider sheet that we cut up, and we do this process to it, which I will show you in the tutorial. And then it's I use one sheet of 65-pound cardstock to just give it its rigidity. It's so that it's not collapsing in and of itself, and then it's more sturdy, obviously. All right, so I'm just going to pop that back in there. Goodness. So, and then once we've got all 3 pages in, we will be doing the 3-stitch method, the 3-stitch binding method, to actually bind them together. And so I will go into what you need for this. You're going to need sheet protectors. Okay, so I'm just going to run and grab the rest that I need. I just need 2 more. 1, 2. Okay. All right. I get these sheets off of Amazon. They're the Amazon Basics. And so I ordered a big pack of them, so I've got lots of them. And so you're going to need that. You're going to need an X-Acto blade, like a cutting blade. You're going to need some Scotch tape. You are going to need a circle template. And you will want... I'm using a Micron archival ink. It's a permanent marker to mark on here, because it doesn't, it's permanent, so it's not going to wipe off when you're trying to work with it. So that'll stay on there. And is there anything else? Oh yes, and then you will need your 65-pound white cardstock. You'll need... to do 3 sheets, you'll need 3 sheets of those. You'll need 3 of the page protectors, and the rest of the supplies here. You'll need a ruler, and then we can get going. The other thing that I didn't say was that you would need to choose your cardstock that you're actually going to do your cover page with. Okay, and you'll have to decide for yourself if you want it printed both sides, or if, like I'm doing, I'm just printing one side. Okay, and then you need to decide whether you are laminating it or not. Okay. All right, the final and last thing that you need is your straight cutter. I had forgotten to mention that, so you do need that. So I've got my sheet protectors, and we're going to move into this. All right, the first thing we want to do is we want to cut off the white edge, but we want to leave the stitching that is here intact. Okay, we want to, because that is sealed at that point, and we want to retain that. So I'm just going to cut like about like a 1/16 of an inch on the left side of the stitching. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to set that in here. Look at it a little more, a little bit more, like that. Make a cut. All right, and we won't be keeping that. And then, like I said, I had done one already, so I'm only doing 2, but you will be doing 3 of these. So. The first one, I wanted to have it done already so that I could show you what it looked like when they're done. Okay, now I'm done with this. Now we know that our any journal inserts that are going in here, or I'll use the other one that we're actually working on. Any inserts that are going into this journal cover are not going to be taller than 8 1/4 inches. Okay, and so when we're making this insert, all the pieces that are going to have the full height in here are going to be 8 1/4. Okay, 8 1/4 inches. And so I've got to measure from the edge on the bottom here, even though there is a sewn seam that is in 1/8 of an inch, that doesn't matter. You start from this end and then measure up. Okay, so basically we said 8 1/4 inches tall is what we want them. We're going to go from the open end. Okay, we're going to be cutting that end off. You are not cutting, this is closed here, and this is closed here, and this end is closed here. So you're going to be cutting from your open end. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to measure at 8 1/4 inches, and we'll make sure we got it nice and flat. When I mean flat, I mean it's flat along this edge. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and make our cut. That I will not be saving. Okay, and that's 1. And we're going to do the same thing to your other 2. Okay, so 8 1/4. And we're making sure that it's flat along this edge. Bring your blade up. Drop down the guard, make your cut, and there you go. There's your 2 sheets. Okay, all right. Mine do this. They have this little bit of, it's just that excess from the white edge. Whoops, it's to keep falling on me here. So I'm just going to clip that off, and I think probably the other one's going to come too. Are you going to do that? Yep, here it is. I'm not, yours may not be the same brand that you're working with and won't have to do this. With the brand that I'm working with, I have to cut off those little white slits. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. Now, all right. So basically what we want to do now is we want to do any of the work for the Scotch tape or to do the pockets. Now I'm doing Scotch tape at the top also because I just want to strengthen up this top edge. Okay, so I am doing Scotch tape on that end too. So we need to grab that. Okay, so basically this is my top edge. It's going to be a little harder to see in the camera, but basically I'll hold my tape sideways and I'll pull and I'll get it over on that edge, and then I'll pull to this edge sideways. Then I've got the length that I need. You're going to line it up close to your top edge and go close to it without going over, so that, because if you do go over, then you're going to have this sticky edge on this side, and when you're trying to put your stickers in, that sticky edge is going to grab every time. Trust me, it will. And that's Murphy's Law. So so come as close to the edge without going over it, okay? So you're going to flip your sheet over and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so holding your Scotch tape container sideways. Just get that a little bit more, I think. A little bit longer. Right there. Okay. All right, you're going to line up close to your top edge without going over and lay that down. Okay, now for doing pockets. On this particular page that I did already, I made room for pockets. So you have a top pocket coming in, and then you have this second pocket further way down, okay? And I did both of them, both sides of the paper with the top and middle pockets, okay? Okay. 3 inches up from the bottom. I'm going to put the mark over here on the side. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing at this edge. 3 inches up and make your mark. Good. All right, now I'm going to flip it this way so that I always have sight of the mark. I'm going to put the tape from the mark down, is what I'm going to do before I commit. All right, so I'm lining up where those marks were and putting the tape down. Now from this side I can still see where my marks were, but I can also see my taped edge there, so I have a line to follow. So I'm going to go ahead one more time. Okay, and I'll get one edge. There we go. Okay, got that. Now the next thing we're going to do, I never thought about this. You have two options. You can use your ruler, and you would come in about 1/8 of an inch from this edge, and you would cut from there all the way across and to about 1/8 of an inch before that stitched line over here on this side. And again, I'm going on this side of the tape. Yep. Okay. So, but you would just line your ruler up and make your cut, okay? Which we can do. I'm going to show you this also. Okay. You get it lined up. So we're lining it up so that the top edge of the tape just above, like that edge, like right on it, if we will. Okay. So that the blade is going to come and cut right down the top edge of that tape. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that edge down, come across, Where's my stitched edge? Right there. I'm going to come right to about there. Okay. Now I have got my edge in. See that? Okay. So that'll be from both pockets. Okay. And that was the only cut that I actually need to make for that page. All right. So the next thing we need is our cardstock. Okay. Grab a couple sheets of it because I will need two. Okay, so we're not quite done with this piece yet. What we need to do is we need to cut some. What we're going to do first is we're going to fold it in half. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll do that now. We're just going to fold the whole thing in half now. Okay. Okay. Now I want to have the little slots, the little half circle slots cut out. All right, for each one. So top and bottom pocket, all sides. So, okay. So what I did was find my halfway points on each edge. And I grab the ruler. Okay, we're done with the cutter for now, so I'm just going to move that out of the road because it will be in the way. Let me see. I'm going to put it at 2 1/8. Okay, top and bottom. Whoops. So 2 1/8. Front and back. 2 1/8, and then down here. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to do these ones. So from this edge, close. Okay, now I'm going to take the stencil . All right, and I am using this one here. It's the 15/16 one. You use what you want to use, and it doesn't have to be a stencil. You can even make yourself a circle, cut it out, use it as a template. So what I'm going to do with mine is to make sure that I'm lined up properly is I'll have my middle mark of my circle matching that, and I'll have these 2 edge lines lined up with the top edge of the sheet protector to make sure that I've got my circle straight. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do that to all of them. So you could do a double cut. In order to do that, you're going to have to take your sheet out. You see what I mean by that? This is what I mean. I hate to take it out because it was hard to put in, but here goes. Okay. All right. So what I mean double cut is doing both sides at the same time. Okay. So I'm just going to hold this. And I'm going to go ahead and cut them both. because otherwise I would have to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 cuts. That if I do it this way, I only have to make 4 cuts. There we go. That was easier. Okay. All right. So now those can come out. And this one is ready. Okay, so that I have got 2 done now. All right. So I will go off camera to cut the 3rd one. And the other thing that I wanted to show you was, okay, this was the piece of cardstock. This is going to be my cover that I have chosen. All right, it's come off the laminator, and I have not cut it down yet. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay. Now, so I'm going to cut all my edges down first. You can also, like, if your printer is able to print like a heavier card stock, like say 85-pound cardstock, you could also use that for your cover and not laminate it. You know what I mean? You could go with 65-pound. It's just when they're not laminated, when you're pulling them in and out of here, that kind of thing, they do take their wear and tear. And I didn't worry about the calendar or the journal because I go through journals quite fast, and so by the time the thing is going to take any kind of wear and tear, I'm already done with it, and so they hold up quite nicely. Like, for example, in mine, where is it? Here it is. My journal. Okay, so I started it in January. I'm all like halfway is here. That's halfway point. So I'm not that far off of the halfway point. So I figure in like by the time that I've had it 6 months, probably I will be done. I will be pulling this out. I'll be making another one, and you can see that the cover is in. Everything is fine, and this is a 65-pound cardstock. No, yes, it no. No, actually, no. This is the 32-pound cardstock. Okay, but you could use a heavier if you want, you know, on your covers for your inserts. If you just want to increase durability, okay. The reason that I laminated this is because this I intend to keep using it as long as I can, as long as it's standing up and everything, you know, like, so if it's 5 years old and I'm still still working with it, it's had the durability to do that. And so that's why I wanted this one laminated, because I'm in and out of it a lot, and I'm replacing these inserts, but this guy's kind of more of a keeper. Like, he's going to stay in here a lot longer, where like this one, which I should say is these are consumable, okay? Your month-to-month calendar is consumable. Your journal inserts are consumable. You're going to consume them, and then you're going to put new ones in. This guy, you're not consuming the cover, you're consuming the contents. Like, you're going to be consuming the stickers, but then again, as you consume them, you're putting new stickers in, right? And so this is something that sticks around more. That's why this one's laminated and the others are not, okay? If that makes sense to you. So, all right, so did we cut off all edges? We did. Okay, now we know that this thing, okay, in half, well, let's have a look at it. My mind went blank. Okay, we know that this thing is it's more than 8 3/4. It's more like, and it does vary a little bit because of, let's like check this edge. Yeah, it's about 8 3/4. So I'm going to make this 9 inches wide. And so that makes sure that I can accommodate for growth, adding stickers in there. So I'm going to make it 9 inches wide. So I'll get my cutter, which is over here. Okay, move these guys to the side. Okay. 7, 8, 9. This is my 9 inches. All right. Okay. And we know that it's going to be 8 1/4 inches tall. So we're going to go to there, 8 1/4, and we're going to make our cut. No, I've got 8. Sorry. Which is about, I thought, why does that look? I look like I got 1/2 inch there. Sure enough, I did. I had the wrong. Okay. Sometimes I will do that, so I'm glad I stopped to double check. Okay. Now, I think we're done with the cutter. I would like the front side to be this way. So I'm going to fold it in half. And you'll want to take your burnisher and burnish that. Okay. And then that way, when we're putting these in, they're going to stack. They will hold inside there quite nicely. So you got a nice fit. We have one more of these to do. I said I'm going to do that one off camera, and then we'll come back and I will stitch these together. Okay? Okay. So what I decided to do with this last pocket, because I had the other two with the top and middle pockets, both pages were done that way. So this one I decided to do just the top pockets, so that when I got longer sticker sheets that I'm not cutting into and whatnot yet, I can put them in here. And so I've just got this part done, and so now I will insert this in. There we go. And we will fold it in half. So we did the other ones. Okay. And I'm just going to run my burnisher carefully. Okay. So my 3 sheets are made. And my cover is laminated. Everything is ready to be stitched in. I'm putting my, like a double pocket first, and then my second page is going to be the single pockets, and then my third page is going to be the double pockets again. Okay, so now that we've done that, we are going to go ahead and we are going to stitch this in. So, pull my needle out. You want to stitch this. So just pull get about 1, 2 and a half. So 2 full lengths and then half a length of thread. Cut that off. Thread your needle. I'm going to have to fish around in my handy cup for my cup holder there, my tool holder for my I found it right off the bat. Okay, so what we're going to do, make sure everything is facing the right direction. In other words, all your openings are at the top where they should be. You've got everything lined up, centered. Okay, I'm going to drop the first hole in right at center, and I am eyeballing it. If you want to measure it, you can, but I am eyeballing it. So you're going right through, and I'm going to drop that needle in there for myself because this plastic is slippery. So I'm going to drop that in there just to help hold things in place. You could also use some clamps, which would help me in place to just keep things from moving around. From your top edge, come down in 1 inch and drive another hole right through. And then from your bottom edge, come in 1 inch. So like right there. And drive your 3rd hole. There it is. Okay, that's enough. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to now pull this thread through. I probably could use a little bit more of a tail on this side. Okay, from this angle, I'm leaving the awl in because it just kind of helps to hold my papers in position for me, so I'm not fighting to try to find the hole coming back in. Okay, so I'm going to leave this tail over here about like 1 inch or so past the end of the book, and of course it's going to recoil, but that you're looking at basic length there. So you're coming out from the inside, going out through center, coming back in. Okay, where's my hole? There it is. Coming back in through the bottom. Hold on to that tail on both ends so that you're not over pulling from on this side and then pulling that right out. Okay, so then we're going to come right across to the top and go back, go out the hole at the top. And again, I'm just going to hold on to this tail as I'm pulling. Okay. And then I haven't got much left here. You can see that. So if you have trouble dealing with that, or you don't like that when you can always allow yourself more thread when you first cut off in the first place. Okay. So back in through center. Okay, so I'm coming back in. I'm trying to show you this. Okay, I got my thread. Got that through there. Now, I have this thread. I have the thread that is going across from bottom to top, and he's in the middle. And then this guy is coming out on the left. So you have right, left, and center. And now I'm going to pull tight. Okay, and I'm going to pull it until you see it. You'll see my book flex. Okay, hold on. In the center. Okay, it did earlier. Okay, and then go ahead and so it's nice and snug. 1, 2, 3 knots. Okay, nice and tight. Cut it about 1/2 inch up from the knots, and there you go. Your sticker book is good to go. And so Now you have pocket room, like lots of pocket room to put stickers. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of the sticker sheets from my Abiding Love series that I will be putting into this sticker books. Okay, I have 3 different sets that are listed in my Etsy shop for the stickers. These are all designed to go along with the Abiding Love, so everything is color coordinated and fits nicely in with the theme. And so I've got florals, like you can see here. Incidentally, the sticker paper of my choice that I'm using is a washi sticker paper that I get off of Amazon, and I like that because they blend in. They blend in quite nicely. I'll show you here. I've been working with the Abiding Love series to do some greeting cards, and so what I was able to do was to take some of the sticker sheets here, like here she is here, and I've put her on the end, and when you look at it, she appears to be just blending right in with the paper as if she wasn't a sticker, okay? But it is. And so, and the same thing with the word art that I've got going. That would be Fruit of the Spirit, which was right beside her. So there. And so that I'm actually able to take my cards as I make them and dress them right up with it, okay? So here's another one that I've done, and in this case, in this one, I have designed the word art, and then I have designed this as a transparent PNG that I have flattened onto the image in behind in both cases, okay? In this case here, I have actually taken these and I have printed them off, and I'm going to list these in my Etsy shop. They will be greeting card sentiments, okay? And so basically that is a washi tape sticker that I have applied to the top of the cardstock, okay? And here it is again. So this is a sticker, this is a sticker, that's a sticker, okay? And it's a way of just like really decorating up your cards and making them special, okay? All right, and so I will be coming out listing this shortly in my Etsy shop. Let me show you the file. Well, it's kind of half used. I had to order some new binders to put my extras in, but basically it's going to be, it'll come as 2 sheets. I only printed off one here, I believe. Yeah. These are Abiding Love stickers here. These are the background stickers, okay? So I've got 2 sheets of this coming that will just have sentiments that you can, and this is what I've done, is this has been printed off on the washi sticker sheets, and then I cut out what I need, the sentiment that I choose, and just apply it to the card like you've seen me do in this one here. Okay, all right. So that's just, those are ideas. I'm trying to make my kits as versatile as possible so that you have a number of things that you can do with them, okay? So anyways, back to this. I'll put that to the side. And so these were florals for the kit. Just I don't know how, I don't want to get too close here, but just to give you the idea. And I've really tried to fill in the pages so that there's not a lot of blank sticker wastage, okay? And so she's full. So any of these elements can be cut out and used in your journals, etc., right? Wherever you're going to be using them. So here's another sheet here. And I do believe this is from the first set of stickers, that the Abiding Love sticker set 1. So that's one of them. They're just very pretty. Very pretty, very soft. This one would be the sticker set, the second sticker set. And so again, just this one I've included some birds. I've got some of the grapevine stuff going on. It's a little bit more floral, just kind of a mix, a little bit of landscape, a little bit of that going on. So just very pretty, very pretty. These ones are definitely backdrop, like landscape ones for your backdrop scenes that you would like to have. And if you're collaging, these are really nice in behind. And then taking elements like these and adding them over top, okay? And so that's one. And these are all Mediterranean themed, okay? And this one here is more word art. This one here. So I wanted to do up a bit of a Christian series that had some quotes and just things to encourage. So that's this one here. And then another one of the backdrops in Mediterranean themes again. So just very pretty. Everything blends beautifully. Now, what I have also done in the setting up of these stickers is I have designed them so that they will fit. I can quick cut these and then just get them in the sticker book. All right. And so I've designed them so that there is a natural partition between, so it has 3 sections, 2, 3, and so that you can actually go and quick cut. There's a section there. I should have done the boundaries, the borders first. I'll do that with the next one. This one I didn't, but because it'll just save time in the long run. So, okay, so you can easily cut that down into sections and then pop them into your long sections, right? And so here, now these are obviously going to be longer than my 8-inch section. You see that will stick out the top. So I have designed them so that you can take a 1/4 inch off the top, basically, and then another good distance at the bottom. Okay, I just didn't do that at the first, which I should have, because that's normally what I would do. It's flopping around all over the place. I just need to take my time. Okay, so that slides. So they all slide right in there. See that? All right, so, and then these will too. So I'm just going to pop them in there. So I am making up this journal as I'm finishing it up, and I'm going to be gifting it. Okay, just hold on. I will come back to that. All right, so here. Okay, and then I also have this word art that I have got it ready. I've just got to get listed into my Etsy shop, and so I have okay, I have this set of that has the blue and some of the brown and beige in there. And then I have this set coloring with this coloring of just kind of more like the peaches to the beige and then to the brown, which both color sets will work quite nice in the Abiding Love journals and in the in all the stuff, in all the kits. The stuff is designed to blend quite nicely with it. So what I have is I have sets of for Christian and sets that are just generic, okay? And so you can, when you buy the sets of stickers, I will offer them in the blue sets or the peach to brown sets, right? Okay. So I'll just call this the peach sets versus the blue sets, okay? And so basically you would get, in the blues, you would get a sheet of generic and you would get a sheet of Christian sayings that were both in blue. And then the same thing with the browns. You'll get generics and you'll get Christians that are all in the peach to brown series, okay? And so what I've done for this particular person that I'm going to be gifting this to is I've given them one set of blues and one set of the, I'm just going to say browns. And this one here I did in the generic ones. You can see them. They're just they're really nice. And then I did the Christian series in the browns, and there's everything from just Christian quotes to hymns to just really nice stuff. There's a nice assortment in there. So anyways, and so then what I do with these is go right down the center. I don't have to cut the edges off of these ones, but what I will do is I'll come down about that far, and in between two of them I will cut, and I will cut again in between two. They blend really nicely, and so I'm really pleased with them. All right, so what have we got going here? So I'm going to put this word art one and this one. I'm just going to keep the word arts over here. And you do have the option to slip them in this way as well. I'm just opting for this one for now. Okay. All right, and yet I got one more set that I want to do, and I'll be right back with them. All right, so the last thing that I wanted to put in this sticker set, or sticker book, was another set. This is from my Summer Days series that I created last year, and I did sticker sheets for that series, and I loved doing the children. Like, they are just gorgeous. I love them, and everywhere I put them in my journals, they just fit everywhere. And so I wanted to include these for my daughter as well. That's who this whole journal set. Now I've got it done up, it's going to be going to my one daughter, and so I'm getting it finished and ready to go for her. And so these ones, because I did this long before I did the Abiding Love series, and those ones, like I told you, I had come along and I had done them in rows so that they were easy. Well, these ones are not as conveniently done, but just as beautiful. And so what I will do is I will kind of cut my way All right, so that's it. Let's have a look at it. Lots of stickers. I'll just tuck one up here, so that you can actually, I can bring it out from in behind so you can actually get a chance to see some of that stuff, right? Isn't that nice? That looks nice. Good, and then we got the word art here, and we can disperse some of that, just depends. I'm happy with it just like that for now. Okay, and then let's have a look. We've got a spot right in the back. We do have an extra line here, so for a fourth insert, this will take 4 inserts, this journal cover. Just because this, again, is thicker, I'm just keeping it to the 3 inserts on this one. But at any time that she chooses to put bring in another journal insert, and it's a smaller profile, not as thick, and then it'd be easier to do a 4th insert of some sort. Okay, so the other thing that I did was I moved all the charms from traveling along the side to the front, because I had opened and closed this enough to see it was driving me nuts, that they were just really sliding to the back inevitably and whatnot, and it was just going to be more convenient to have them in the front. And so I moved them to the front for that reason. So there they are. There's the charms. And like I said, a person could do charms back here again. And if it is your preference to do charms along this side elastic, definitely go for it. I just found it was driving me crazy, and so I moved them all to the front so that they will stay between those 2 eyelets. They're not going to travel, and so they'll stay put more, which I just found to be more convenient. So this completes the tutorials for this journal. I need to decide if I'm going to be doing any more insert tutorials for them. If you have a type of insert that you would like to possibly see done, if it were a possibility, just leave a comment and let me know of what you would like to see, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, anyways, I hope you've enjoyed following along with all the tutorials. I hope you've made one for yourself, and I hope you've enjoyed it enough that you go back and make another one, and because these make wonderful gifts for people, and I know that they would cherish what you make. So I'll leave it at that.